especially with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, the community that has kind of embraced us. I think that musically, inspiration, I don't know. I think that more of inspiring us to be responsible by creating good music all the time, you know, by helping Paul O'Neill and John Oliva's stories come to life the best that they can. By every show is a perfect show. A lot of times people will say, you know, what do you think about this idea for a song and this idea for a song? You know, okay, that's a nice idea. But what's more important to me is what they say, you know, so-and-so passed away last year, my grandfather, my granduncle, whatever, and, you know, we took him to see a show. That was one of the last things he wanted to do. Or we play your music at every one of our holiday get-togethers. Or it's not Christmas till you guys roll through town. That's the best inspiration I've ever run across in my life. That makes me want to get better and better every year and make sure that every show and every record is better each year.
Right. And you said that the Beatles inspired you. Do you think, is there any artists now who you maybe look up to? Not in a similar way.
No, I mean, the Beatles didn't inspire me. They changed the world in 1964. You know, as far as people that I love, you know, the new Bruno Mars record.
Incredible.
You know, my daughter Olivia has the soundtrack to Sing playing around the house all day long. You know, it's all great. I mean, does it inspire me? Yeah, it inspires me to learn new songs, you know, because that's what music is supposed to do. It's like you had said earlier, Jeff had said earlier, it's supposed to make you feel good. That's enough inspiration right there. Are the new artists inspire me to do something? Yeah, you know, sing better, because I'm terrible.
Right.
You know.
And do you think, what's like missing, do you think, from kids who are just starting out? Like, them not like focusing on the art of music or where it came from, the foundation. Do you think that's what's missing in maybe music with the radio?
Maybe, because it was missing when I was a kid. You know, I mean, times haven't changed that much. Jeff and I and Jerry were chatting before we started this thing today that, you know, there's not as many clubs as there used to be. Well, when I was a kid, there were probably fewer clubs than when my parents were kids. You know, so history just keeps evolving. Things keep changing. I think that you're going to have people who don't pay too much attention to music seriously, and then you'll have the occasional oddball like me who took it way too serious. I think what's missing more than anything is maybe how many players there are as compared to how many there were 40 years ago. You know, when I was in high school, there had to be 100 guitar players in that high school. Now, I don't know, maybe there's 100 in this college. I think it's kind of the numbers are diminishing. That's a little sad because the competition diminishes with the numbers diminishing. But that's the only thing. I think that this generation's technology is the same as what it was for when Jeff and I got records and cassette players. You know, it was different than my parents, which was different than their grandparents. But all that's going to evolve.
Right.
You know, it just saddens me to think that it's not as big as it once was. Maybe it'll come back.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything someone has told you that you've lived by this whole time?
I would say, yeah, one thing, be prepared. Be prepared and keep your mouth shut.
That's a good one. And is there anything maybe you wish someone told you that you had to learn on your own?
Say that again?
Is there anything you wish someone had told you going into this that you maybe had to learn on your own?
A lot of stuff that we talked about today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wish there was somebody telling, or I was, you know, privileged to that. But you know, you figure it out. You know, you run into people and you start to get the gist of what's going on. But yes, I mean, all the things that when I teach, impart on students, I wish I had some of that information, because you know, you don't want to waste time. Basically, if someone said don't do this, it's a total waste of time. You know,
Right.
So yeah.
And what do you hope the students today here at Five Towns learn from this?
That just to really dig into what they're doing, whatever they're, whether it's the field you guys are in, or you know, if you're doing a performance thing, acting, whatever your choice is, to really be passionate about it, obsessed about it, and figure out what's going to work for you to make you really, really, really good. You know, and how to discipline yourself in order to do that. You know, don't be lazy. There's too many distractions today, I think. Well, it's true. I mean, there's just too many distractions. So all the stuff we're talking about, you can't get any way but sitting in a room and, you know, putting the time into it. So that's the big thing, is learning to put the phones away and all that crap and try to just focus on the task at hand, whatever it is, you know. Because otherwise you're just going to be partially good at things, you know.
Right.
So.
State your name for me and spell it.
Phil Russell, editor knows who I am.
Okay. So, do you know who the Trans-Siberian Orchestra is?
Yes, I do actually. I think their music is really great and really epic, and I love listening to it around Christmas time. Their stuff is so just cool and just fun to listen to, and it makes classical music but with like kind of an epic twist.
Do you think they can inspire people, especially here at Five Towns? This is a performing arts school.
Yeah, absolutely. Since Five Towns is a performing arts school, and the fact that they're here is really great across the board for the music majors and audio majors. Anyone that's interested in getting into that type of musical production, it's a great experience for them to hear what their experiences was and how they came to be.
There's only 12 notes of music. That's what everybody forgets.
Take it 4? Alright, tell him to get a front shadow. Are you going to do a front shadow?